Hi, all my JavaScript friends. This is the Virtuoid, aka Mike Smith, and this is video number 3 in creating our standard card class. If you like this video, please click on the like button below. Make sure you subscribe to this channel for further updates, and leave a comment down there. I would love to hear from you. So in our last video, we created our test-driven design and all of our tests, and let me just bring up what was there before. As you can see, all of our tests completely failed, and they failed because we have no code whatsoever. So this is the part we create our code. And so I'm going to create it within a standard directory. And so we actually have 3 classes we're going to be creating here, because if you go to our standard card constructor in our test, notice that we're importing 3 different classes. So we're going to have 3 different classes here. So we have 3 different files. One's going to be a standard card, a StandardCardSuit, and a StandardCardRank. So what we want to first take a look at is, let's first of all, before we do anything else, let's do the enumerated values. So I've got my source directory here, which I just created. I'm going to now create another directory called enums, which will contain my enumerated values. And my standard class is going to be within source, but my enumerated values are going to be within enums. So let's take a look at the ranks one first. Let's just bring that on over here and take a look at it and see what we've got. Here are the rank ones. Now, notice that everything started with a static. And the reason it started with a static here is I want these to be static, which means we cannot access them within an instance of ranks. We can only access them based upon the main class itself, which is why if you were to go into the constructor for standard cards again, you'll notice I say StandardCardRanks.ace. So I gave the name of the class and then the static property. And that's how you access static properties within JavaScript. Static properties cannot be accessed with an instance of JavaScript. That's fine for me because I don't want instances of ranks or suits to be created. So if we go back to our ranks enumeration and let's go to our ace, notice that I am saying here that we're going to need both a name and abbreviation for ranks. That means that each one of these will have both a name and abbreviation, and I'm going to have an ace, a 2, a 3, a 4, a 5, a 6, a 7, an 8, a 9, a 10, a jack, a queen, a king, and a list. In addition, I'm going to have a static called isRank. So let's go to the ranks and see what we have. So here's my static ace, and notice I have a name and an abbreviation there automatically for the ace. Work like a champ. That's exactly what we want. So I've created now one for 2. I've created one for 3, and again with a name and abbreviation. So why did I capitalize it? Well, I'll let the application worry about that. It can capitalize and do whatever it wants to with it. 4, there's one for 4. There's one for 5, for 6, for 7, for 8, for 9, for 10, for jack, for queen, and for king. So that leaves me with the list enumerated value. If I go over here, there should be a list enumerated value that has all the values in it. And there it is right there. It's just a simple array that has all the different values. And again, notice I'm accessing it by the name of the class dot and then the name of the static variable. Also within the enumerated listing here, I should return a true if isRank. I have a method called isRank that should return true if the rank is within the rank. The rank that's being passed as an argument is within our list, and it also should fail if it is not. So if we go back to rank, we've got a new static method here. So again, it's only accessible on the class itself and not as an instance of the class. And I'm just going to go to list and use the sum method within the array to be able to find that particular rank. And all I'm going to do here is just here's my list rank. List rank is equal to rank. And that's it. That's all that should be. We should be okay, except we forgot about the constructor. Remember on the constructor here, the test is that I should throw an error if I'm trying to construct. So that should be fairly easy to do. Oops, wrong one. If I get into the constructor, I should just throw a new error. And again, we're expecting an error. Let's just check to make sure. Yeah, we're expecting it to be an error. So I'm going to throw a new error. Rank class is an enumeration and cannot be instantiated. Ooh, how horrible. So that should be able to get us, that should satisfy all of our tests for ranks. So we've created our rank class. The next thing to do is let's run our test and let's see. So I'll see you on the other side. Okay, and look at that. It actually worked. 16 passing tests, excuse me, on the enumeration.spec and 1 passing test on the constructor. And these 3 still failed because I don't have a standard card, a suit, or suit created. And I just want to show you because this looks real pretty. It's all nice and colored, nice and pretty color coded. Oh, look at it. Doesn't that look wonderful? Ah, that's just great. 16 passing tests right there. That's just a wonderful thing to see. So we know that our ranks works depending upon our test. So if our test says, if we pass all these tests, then our rank has been completed. So our ranks enumerated class has been completed. So let's now take a look at our suits enumerated class. So let's just pop the code over there. And if you haven't figured it out yet, it's going to work pretty much exactly the same as the ranks. So here's our suits. Again, I've got a static club, a static member here, so I cannot access it within an instance, which again is an okay thing. That's not what I want. I don't want an instance there. Let me clear some other code out here. So there's my diamond, there's my heart, and there's my space. And if you take a look at the suits enumeration, I should be returning a name and an abbreviation in addition to a list and the is suit, just like we did with the ranks. So yes, indeed, I'm returning a name and abbreviation for each one of these: the club, the diamond, the heart, and the spade. Here is my list of the 4 illegal values within the standard card. I've got my is suit here where I'm testing against the list itself. I am testing to find out if the past suit value does in fact equal one of the values within this list. And if you go to the suits constructor, it's saying that, hey, I should throw an error there. And sure enough, we're going to throw an error if we try to construct a suit. So did we cover them all? Well, the enumeration says I should have a club, I should have a diamond, I should have a heart, and I should have a spade. There's my club, there's my diamond, there's my heart, and there's my spade. So yeah, that pretty much looks like that should be it. So I tell you, let's run our test again. And like before, hopefully our suits will now run and say everything is okay. We'll find out. I'll see you on the other side. Okay, we're now finished, and look at that. There we are. The suits now work. Isn't that great? 1 passing test on the constructor and 7 passing tests on enumeration. So now we have 25 passing tests. We have 1 failing test. And why is it failing? Because that's our constructor for the standard card. Let's take a look at that next. So we have the ranks class written, we have the suits class written. Let's now write the standard card itself. So let's refer back to our test. And our test have 5 different tests that we're going to have to take a look at here, plus a special way of importing them. We should be able to construct a suit given a card given a particular suit or rank. So we should be able to pass a standard card suit enumeration and a standard card ranks enumeration. I should get it right back. Plus to find out if the suit is invalid or the suit is missing, if the rank is invalid or the rank is missing. And also when I export this information from standard card, I should be exporting not only the class definition itself, but also suits and ranks, so that these 3 classes will be tied together and go with each other wherever they happen to go. So let's move it over and see what we got. All right, first of all, we have the imports. Real easy. We're going to import our card from our library out on the NPM, and this is also available to you. You can use it anytime you want. Plus, we're going to import our ranks enumerated class and our suits enumerated class. So the big thing here, first of all, is that we are extending the base card class. Without that, then we have to redefine suit, rank, and value and do all the fun things that card does for us. We're doing it. We'll let card do everything. We have no properties. We have no methods. We just want to constrict or restrict the types of ranks and the types of suits that can be created with a card. So we're going to get the suit, rank, and value from the standard card arguments. Notice we do have a default of an empty object. By not doing that, we will get it'll start crashing on us saying we can't get a suit from undefined. So we're always going to default to a blank or to an empty object. So the first thing we do is we're going to test make sure the rank is correct, and we'll use the static isRank method to be able to do that. And basically, we're going to pass rank, and if it's either there or not, and if it's not there, boom, throw a type error. And so are we testing for type errors? Well, let's find out. If rank is invalid, yep, should throw a type error. If rank is missing, yep, should throw a type error. Good, 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 good. So that's correct. All righty, next we're doing suit, exact same thing. If this is not a suit, boom, we're going to throw a type error. Well, is that what we're looking for? Yep, type error there if it's missing, and a type error there if it is invalid. So once all of that is done, we know that the suit is correct. We know that the rank is correct. We're not testing for value because we couldn't care less what the value is. So we now know that all those arguments are correct. So we're just going to pass those straight into card and let card do whatever it wants to do. Once card returns to us, that should satisfy this very first argument here to make sure that we are indeed getting a heart and an ace inside of our test. And of course, the final thing here is that, again, notice that we needed to export all three of these at the same time. So we are building our export to basically say, hey, we're going to export rank as StandardCardRanks, suits as StandardCardSuits, and StandardCard. So now that we have all three of those exports ready to go, those can now be consumed by the consuming application, and everything should be cool. And that's it. I think we've covered all 5 of our tests there. Let's run the test and see what happens. Should all turn green. I'll see you on the other side. And the tests are finished, and oh, it looks so pretty. We have 30 tests, and we're passing 30 tests. There are no failures. There are no pending. There are no skipped. Everything passed, and because everything is now green, that means basically we're done. We have passed everything. We have all our class now passed all the tests. So from the test point of view, everything is finished. Now, are we really finished? Well, no, not quite, because what we want to do now is we want to go back through our code and refactor it and see if there's anything within the refactoring that can make it a little bit better. You know, I don't know what could do in this particular case, because this is a very simple little class here. But the idea here is that you write your test, everything goes red because the test will fail the first time through. You write your class. Once everything gets green, you go back through and refactor everything to make sure it's okay. And of course, it's a very important step to do, because every once in a while you may do some refactoring. You may realize, oh, you know, I should have done this. I could have done that. If we wanted to add something here within Standard Card, you know, some sort of property saying, oh, I don't know, is Standard Card the king of hearts? And I'm just making something up here. Then we would need to write a test first to test for that, watch it fail, and once it fails, we would then write the code to make it go green again. And then we would refactor the code to make sure it's clean, and so it's very easy to understand. So for instance, one of the things I would do here is once everything is cleaned, I would take each one of these pieces of code here, and I would put the JS doc comments inside of there, so it'll be very self-explanatory what's going on. But as you can tell, our tests are now green. That means our class is complete. And if you like this video, make sure you click on the like button below, click the subscribe button to subscribe and see everything that we do, and leave a comment below. I'd love to hear from you. Thanks again for watching. This is the Virtuoid. I'll see you later.